Happy New Year, and welcome to this special edition of Payments Squared. Allow me to introduce our amazing payments celebs. From NEACH, Joe Casali. Lou Carlozo, host of the Bankadelic podcast. From the Georgia Fintech Academy, Laura Gibson-Lamothe. CEO of the U.S. Faster Payments Council, Luhtanen. The esteemed Payments Elsa, Dr. Angela Murphy. And last but not least, the industry-famous payments professor, Kevin Olson. Please give a warm welcome to our BHMI host, Donna Blum.
Welcome to the BHMI special edition of Payment Squares. I'm your host, Donna Blum. And today's contestants are Mikki Allen and Kent Pavelka. Mikki, would you please introduce yourself?
Mikki Allen from Omaha, Nebraska, retired chaplain.
Kent?
And I'm also from Omaha, Nebraska. Kent Pavelka, radio and television broadcaster, mostly a sportscaster. Go Big Red.
Kent, Mikki, here are the rules of the game. I'm going to pitch a question over to one of our payment celebs. It's your job to decide if you agree or disagree with their response. If you guess correctly, you get a point. And the person with the most points at the end of the game is the winner. Okay, are you guys ready to go?
Absolutely.
All right. Ladies first. Mikki, I'm going to first pitch this first question over to Joe, and it's going to be your chance to answer. So, Joe, Laura Gibson-Lamothe is passionate about attracting and preparing the next generation of payments professionals. What's her secret to getting young talent excited about the industry?
Well, actually, if you've not heard of the Georgia Fintech Academy, there's some confusion in the marketplace. Folks think that it's actually a gaming site, and they think they're getting right into the bottom level of a new league of video gamers. It's actually, here's the fact about it. The fact about the Academy is they've registered just under 3,000 new students since 2019.
Mikki, what do you say?
Agreed.
Sorry. Laura?
Yeah, thank you for that, Joe. Partially correct. We introduced the idea of all of the payment interactions that students come across today, and they have an opportunity to be a part of the innovation that's happening in the industry. We also tell them there's money in money, and there's plenty of earning potential in this industry as well. We have reached over 8,000 students since 2019 in the Academy program.
Sorry, Mikki, no point on that one. Okay, Kent, now it's your turn.
All right.
This next question is going to Lou. Lou, how did Dr. Angela Murphy become known as the Payments Elsa?
Oh, it's easy. Dr. Murphy was at Money 2020, appearing on stage, and the person who was working the camera accidentally put a joke caption of Payments Elsa, and afterwards everyone swarmed and said, Payments Elsa, Payments Elsa.
What do you think, Kent?
I think that's bogus. No, I think that's incorrect.
Lou, was he correct or not? Oh, okay.
Correct.
All right. So can you tell us the real way that you became known as the Payments Elsa, Angela?
I ended up singing karaoke at the Swan in Disney World, and there were a bunch of bankers there. And so while we were all sitting around after I sang my song and talking about payments, it just kind of came out while we were having dinner.
Okay, sorry. Oh, wait, actually, you did get a point there.
Right.
You absolutely good job, Kent. Okay, Mikki, this next one is for you to earn a point. So we're going to ask this question of Laura. Laura, how did Kevin Olson become known as the payments professor?
Ooh, great question. And what I know of Kevin, he's naturally curious. One day he was using his wearable to make a payment and thought to himself, man, there has to be a whole flurry of opportunities to educate people on how to use this wearable.
Mikki, what do you think?
Agreed.
What's the true answer there, Kevin?
Well, the only wearable I have is a bow tie. I hate when it comes to how I got named the payments professor, it had to do with the fact that I have just been teaching electronic payments for years, and somebody one day just said, you're like a professor of payments. And I was like, whoa, I'm going to go with that.
All right, so there's the true answer. Mikki, sorry, you didn't get that one. All right. So going back to you, Kent, we're going to pitch this question over to Reed. What is the meaning behind the name of Lou Carlozo's Bankadelic podcast?
Well, this one's pretty obvious. Lou combined banking with psychedelic because if you think there's something interesting to hear about banking every week, you have to be high.
Okay, so Kent, what do you think about that?
That's an entertaining answer, but it's incorrect.
Okay, Reed. Was your answer correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Oh, okay. So Kent, you got another point. Good job. Okay, Lou, could you tell us what the real answer is?
I got to tell you, Reed is pretty close here, but it started as a joke because I couldn't come up with a name for the podcast, and I'm a big music fan and a musician, and immediately thought of George Clinton and Funkadelic. And I thought, what would be a weird term? I just blurted it out, Bankadelic, and didn't take it seriously, but the first person who heard it, who was in the industry, said, that's a great name. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to go with it. And if I can get George Clinton on the podcast, that would be even better.
The next one is going over to, this is an opportunity for you, Mikki. We're going to ask this question of Angela. According to Reed Luhtanen, what do payments have to do with going off the rails?
Well, according to Reed, they don't go off the rails because every payment needs a rail.
All right, Mikki, what do you think?
Agreed.
I'm actually not particularly sure. Am I right or not, Reed?
I really just thought it was a fun play on words that had to do with the name. The fact we talk about payments rails, and it's also a song. So I guess you're wrong.
I'm sorry, Mikki. All right, so back to Kent. Kent, this question is going over to Kevin. Kevin, what does Joe Casali at NEACH have to do with wrestling?
Well, actually, you have to know Joe, and I've known Joe for a very long time. There's a good chance he's wearing spandex right now, but he made his way through college by wrestling on the weekends. I mean, he's one of those guys who wears the mask and everything. That's how he got his start, and that's how he paid his way through college.
Kent, what do you think?
No, man. You're a pretty good actor, but I'm going to say that's correct.
I wish not correct. Sorry. That would have been fun. Kevin, where were you? It's just I am a fan, an avid fan of professional wrestling, and we just smashed the professional and the hobby together. Not a hobby, really, not a hobby. No spandex. There is no spandex. We just smashed the two concepts together. So sorry.
A likely story.
No point there, Kent, unfortunately. Okay, Mikki, back to you. We're going to pitch this question back to Joe. Joe, how are real-time payments like RTP changing the payments landscape?
So it's really interesting. Stay with me, Mikki. That's really interesting. Faster payments, instant payments is one of those things you don't realize you need until it's available. And then all of a sudden, you can't do without it.
What do you think, Mikki?
I'm going to agree.
Yay!
Makes sense.
That's
Correct.
what I say.
All right. Okay, now back to Kent. Kent, we're pitching this question to Lou. Lou, given the rapid changes in the financial landscape, what are the most significant trends shaping the future of banking today?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I have to say that artificial intelligence is a big one, right? And the odd thing about that is that it's more talked about in many instances than it is acted upon. But people are trying to understand it. They're trying to jump on it. They're trying to figure out ways to integrate it into their systems, whether that's payments or other areas of banking. The fintechs have an edge on it, but even they are trying to figure it out at some level.
What do you think, Kent?
100% true.
Lou? Was that a correct answer?
Correct!
Yay! Okay, Kent gets a point. All right, Mikki, back to you. Laura, I'm going to pitch this question to you. What is the main goal of the Georgia Fintech Academy?
The main goal of the Georgia Fintech Academy is to create a pool of cadets to take over the world, global domination, to filter all money into my personal bank account.
All right, Mikki, what do you think?
I disagree.
You disagree.
You are correct.
Okay, good deal. Woo. I'm glad. What is the actual goal?
The actual goal, that would be nice, but the actual goal is to help cultivate the next wave of next-gen diverse talent for the industry, whether they're pursuing traditional careers or entrepreneurship.
Wonderful. Okay, Kent, another opportunity here. Reed, we're going to pitch this question over to you. What are the main benefits of real-time payments for consumers and businesses?
You know, the biggest benefit is getting rid of that awkward moment where you're standing at the register waiting to find out if your transaction was approved or not. No. Actually, the biggest benefit is that by rule, all instant payment transactions are completely free for consumers and businesses.
What do you think, Kent?
I disagree.
You disagree. Okay, Reed? All right, great. Okay, so what is the actual answer to that question?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people could have different opinions on this one. I think for me, the biggest benefits are that there's the speed and the transparency. So you've got enhanced access to liquidity, 24/7 service, and enhanced information related to the payment.
Okay, very good. Thank you for that. Okay, Mikki, back to you. Another chance to win a point here. Angela, this question's coming your way. How are consumer behaviors changing in response to the availability of real-time payments?
They're using more cash so the government can't track their spending habits.
What do you think, Mikki? Is that correct?
I guess it depends on the person, but I will say incorrect.
Okay. There it is. All right, you can get the point. Very good. Okay, but what's the real answer there?
People are starting to use them more often. We're seeing a large increase in transaction volume on the instant payments networks, RTP network, and the FedNow service.
Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, Kent, back to you. Kevin, we're going to ask this question of you. According to futurists, what's the most popular way we'll be paying for things in 2040?
Well, if you look at the future of how payments are going to go and the way we're going to be paying for things, we're lazy. We don't want to carry devices around. We don't even want to use wearables. So payments are going to be psychic. You're going to just be able to think about making a payment and the money appears.
What do you think, Kent? Is that the correct answer?
I think in your dreams, that's incorrect.
All right, so Kent gets the point. Kevin, what's the actual answer there?
Well, believe it or not, Facebook is actually doing some research on doing some psychic things, but they're nowhere near being able to do it with payments. What we are seeing is you're just having payments that are more available with your devices like Siri and Alexa. I don't want to say her name too loud because otherwise she'll start responding and probably buy something while I'm in this recording here. You'll have payments that are embedded in your car too, where you can just talk to your car and it will make payments for you. But it's really becoming more ease of use, especially through devices, things like wearables.
All right, thank you. Okay, Mikki, we're going to pitch your question over to Joe. With biometric payments growing, what's the best way to avoid fraud?
Best way to avoid fraud. One of the ways to avoid fraud is by adopting biometrics, and this is especially clear in folks who've bound their payments to their phone. So every time I have to make a payment, I use my thumbprint to make that authorized.
What do you think, Mikki? Is that the correct answer?
I will agree.
That I have a yes on that. If anyone wants to chime in.
Okay, Mikki gets a point. Good job. All right. Kent, back to you. We're going to pitch your question over to Lou. Mobile wallets are everywhere, but what should you never store in them?
Well, I want to put to rest an urban myth. It is not dad jokes. This was because one dad joke went viral. How do you know when a dad joke is grown up? When it becomes apparent.
Oh, man.
You're all grown later.
I don't know how to answer that. You said it's not dad jokes.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to give the real answer because that was
Okay.
an urban myth. Okay. The real answer is in terms of mobile wallets, you should never, ever store password information or anything that you want to otherwise keep secure, because if the mobile wallet is hacked for any reason or if the central database is hacked, there goes all of your information out onto the internet.
Okay, Kent, do you think that that is correct?
I would say that depending on if the mobile wallet is, what do you call it when you can't really read the digits.
Encrypted?
Encrypted, yeah. If the mobile wallet is encrypted, you wouldn't have that issue. But I think I agree that I agree with what you said. Yes, it's true.
Okay. What do you say, Lou? All right, good deal. Can get the point. All right. So back to you, Mikki. We're going to pitch your question over to Laura. Laura, with contactless payments on the rise, what's the next step after tapping your card?
The next step, I don't know if you guys have seen this new enhancement, but now there's this new winking capability. You can wink for debit once and wink for credit twice. Seamless customer experience.
What do you think, Mikki? Is that the correct answer?
I'm going to have to disagree.
Okay, Laura, can you give one? All right, Mikki, you get the point. Laura, can you give us the real answer there?
Yeah, I think the focus shifts to enhancing the customer experience. Unfortunately, not with the winking technology yet, but also enhancing security and maybe extending and expanding access across digital wallets.
All right, very good. Okay, Kent, this is your opportunity to win a point. Reed, we're pitching the question over to you. What technologies are involved in facilitating real-time payments?
Okay, well, I let Kent down last time, but he picked up on it, so I'm going to try to get this one right for him, so make it easier on him. It's actually based on the telegraph. You know, a lot of people didn't realize how advanced that technology was because big telephone came along and pushed telegraphs out of the way. But yeah, it's all Morse code behind the scenes here.
What do you think, Kent? Is that true?
Well, first of all, this is for Laura. I think that's categorically false.
Okay, you get the point. Good job. All right, Reed, what's the actual answer there?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think there's a lot of different technologies that go in here, but really they aren't that much different than other 21st century telecommunications technologies, right? So you've got cloud computing, digital messaging, and standardized ISO messaging, I guess, is the big one that sort of differentiates instant payments from predecessors.
Very good. Okay. Mikki, back to you. We're going to pitch your question over to Angela. How is AI improving payments processes and preventing fraud?
Well, basically what we're using AI for right now is like a private detective to follow you around when you buy stuff. So if I'm going to Target and I am buying lettuce instead of dog ice cream, like ice cream for my dog, then the AI is following me around and it will know that that's not me because my dog doesn't eat salad.
What do you think, Mikki? Is that answer correct?
Well, I believe this technology is way out there, and I do believe it does keep track of things, but probably not that one, so I disagree.
You're right. It's not quite there yet.
So Mikki gets the point. What do you say the actual answer is to that question?
AI is actually doing a good job with exception handling right now. So basically, in the back office in financial institutions, they have a lot of people that are monitoring fraudulent activity for different payments, and AI is basically getting a step ahead of that process and catching some of those errors before a person has to get involved.
Okay. And we have one last question for Kent. We're going to pitch this question over to Kevin again, last but not least. So what future trends are analysts anticipating in the realm of real-time payment?
Well, future trends in the role of real-time payments. I do got to say, Kent, I'm glad we're both adults here because the answer is naked payments. I'm telling you, what we're seeing is payments are becoming to where you can really see more of what's going on. I mean, you can see behind closed doors. You get to tell what's really happening. There's a lot more transparency happening now in payments. That's the future. That's what's happening.
What do you think, Kent? Is that the correct answer?
I'm just glad that doesn't pertain to our appearance here on this, this exercise. I would say, yeah, not yet. No.
He's disagreeing with you.
Yeah, it's true. We're actually getting more transparency in payments.
Well, yeah.
What's happening? I wasn't just sending you $1,000.
That's a trick question. That was a trick question.
Oh, sorry. Unfortunately, no point for you there, Kent. But I do have good news. You have beaten Mikki by a score of 7-6. So you are our winner. Congratulations, Kent. And I wanted to let you know what it is that you win. So for you today, we have, I'm going to show you. We have a wonderful BHMI t-shirt.
All right.
A bulldog, and a $100 Amazon gift card.
I was expecting a KU hat.
I'm glad you didn't say Creighton.
And Mikki, as runner-up, you also get a t-shirt, a bulldog, and a $50 Amazon gift card. So I want to thank our contestants for playing along. I also want to thank all of our amazing payment celebs for joining us and participating here today. And I definitely want to thank everybody for watching. And I want to wish you all a very, very happy 2025. Happy New Year, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.